Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live here on SABC2. As we told you earlier that Leanne is out at the Nelson Mandela Bridge, whereby they slept there over the night as part of the 2016 CEO Sleep Out. Let us cross over to her to hear how things went over the night. Leanne, good morning to you. I'm not even going to ask how are you this morning, my dear sister, because I know that you slept out at the Nelson Mandela Bridge, but you're doing it for a very good cause, and we're very proud of you. Good morning.
A very, very good morning to you, Palesa. Yes, indeed, that is one of the things that I did last night. I did many things last night, but I suppose the one thing I didn't really do was sleep, because there was just no time to do that. And certainly being here out and about with so many people and so many unbelievable people on the Nelson Mandela Bridge, it was just such a fabulous opportunity to get to mix, to get to mingle, but more importantly, to get to terms with what so many South Africans face every single day of their lives, and that is the reality of not having a home, being homeless, sleeping on the streets, and living a life that many of us are so fortunate not to be living. So yeah, this is one of those morning live sessions where I can honestly say I've been up for well over 24 hours, and we're still going. And you can see behind me, this is basically the setup of what was happening. I'm not sure if our cameraman's getting anything, but this is really what everyone was given. You were given a sleeping bag and a cardboard box, and that was all you were given. And you had to sort of make do. There were fires made, and you had to just feel the elements, and you really, really did. On this bridge high up, believe me, you feel the elements, and it was absolutely freezing. Well, like I said to you, there were a lot of people involved in all of this, and a lot of people who participated, and the event wouldn't exactly have been the success it was if it wasn't for the involvement with the mayor, the executive mayor of Johannesburg. He's here, he's with us, and we've got Parks Tau, who has also spent the night here on the bridge, and I don't think has slept a wink. Mayor, it's so good to see you.
Thank you very much, and good morning, Leanne. It's been a long night.
It has, and it's not right to say good morning when you actually have never ever slept. So I'm not going to say good morning. But anyway, it's good to see you anyway. Joining us as well is Tokyo Sehwale. He came down this morning to give us a nice awakening. Not a rude awakening, a very nice awakening with some wonderful news. You look a lot fresher than we do. It's good to see you.
Leanne, it's wonderful to be here with the first citizen of the city. He gave the city and the bridge, named after the big man, for people to show their support for the homeless.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this was really a momentous occasion, because, I mean, to do something like this goes with a lot of issues, and there were a lot of issues that came with it. But, I mean, to close this, having people sleep over the night, why do you think it's so important that we host an event like this in the city?
Well, it's very important that corporate South Africa comes together and says there's a particular cause which is about the homeless people of the city of Johannesburg, the homeless people of our country, that we first need to experience to create a consciousness amongst not only corporate CEOs and leaders, but also their own employees, because they mobilize their own employees to become more conscious about the plight of the homeless. And in that way, they are able to create a daily consciousness to make a contribution towards the homeless. Secondly, it is about a fundraising initiative. Yeah. Corporate South Africa has come together to say, let's raise money and invest it in initiatives that are addressing the plight of the homeless.
Yeah. And one thing I really enjoyed from listening to a lot of the CEOs and the guys that participated is it's so nice to get together in such an informal environment. It's like all boundaries are dropped, and you actually get to know each other. It's not just about business anymore. It's about finding out who the person is, and I don't think CEOs get an opportunity to do that. I mean, you're a big businessman. You don't get those opportunities with fellow businessmen to do that, do you?
I was particularly surprised to see some of the big names who I'm used to seeing in boardrooms, but sleeping on the streets. But I think they've sent a very powerful and a very strong message out there to the world, not just our own world in South Africa, but the whole world, because they're watching, that we care. Although we may be chief executives, but we care for ordinary people. Most significantly is the dedication of this kind of campaign to education, because the key to the future is education. Every nation, particularly in modern times, is gauged by the amount of educated people that we have within your own population as well as the labor force. So I think it was a wonderful thing to see all the CEOs here from different companies, and they should be applauded for the steps they've taken. But it was good to see not just the mayor here, but also the premier.
I know,
Yeah, well, I never thought I would see Parks sleeping in the streets, you know. But I used to think he sleeps on parks, you see. But then being who he is, I think the message is very, very clear. Yeah, demonstrations, there should be demonstrations around anything, but as long as people demonstrate in a way, in fact, you take advantage, it's ambush marketing. When there's something, you come to demonstrate, but as long as people keep, physical violence out of this. Absolutely. But congratulations to everybody who was here. I must say that, yeah.
You know, you talk about education and you talk about the private-public partnerships. Now, I mean, you've got some unbelievable news that and deals that you've been working on, 2 deals, in fact, this week that I think are just absolutely revolutionary. Tell us about this, and let's start off with this IBM one where we're hearing that, not IBM, I beg your pardon, Microsoft South Africa are set to train for free 1 million disadvantaged residents. I mean, that is unbelievable.
For a minute, I was worried that IBM was going to accuse me.
Well, listen, we're putting pressure on them now, hey?
Well, there's an announcement that we intend to make with them, but that's still coming. Well, we've signed a deal with Microsoft to train 1 million Joburgers in basic ICT skills, Microsoft skills, and this has been long coming in a discussion that we've been having with Microsoft. It's as a result of roundtables that we had with CEOs of the large ICT companies, and this is the result of a partnership we've built with them. In particular, the arrangement is that Microsoft would work through our massive open online varsity programs. This is facilitated learning at our libraries and community centers to create online learning in Microsoft skills. It is projected, Leanne, that by 2022, 77% of the jobs available in the market, entry-level jobs, would require some basic ICT skills. So we'd want to ensure that Joburgers are ready to take advantage of those opportunities and that we're breaking down barriers to entry to job opportunities for our people. Fantastic.
There's a second deal that you worked on as well this week that's also excellent for the city.
We've been engaging with the University of Johannesburg and the Gauteng Department of Education, also at the back of our broadband networks, to create platforms for those who haven't completed their matrics to complete their matric. It's a matric rewrite program or a matric completion program. It is focused on facilitated learning, also at the back of our broadband networks. It uses a Khan Academy type model, which is an online learning model that's been developed in the USA. So we're adapting it to South Africa to ensure that those people that have fallen off the system are able to get back on track, complete their matric. And it's a partnership that we've entered into with the University of Johannesburg. So the examinations will be taking place at the University of Johannesburg because they've got the necessary licensing to enable people to complete their matrics.
Fantastic. Unbelievable news. Now, just to complete this, and very quickly, I have to get that announcement out there. I don't know if anybody knows it yet, but next year's event, this is going to happen again, the CEO Sleep Out, but you have secured one of the most special venues that South Africa has.
Yes, we have decided that let's host the CEOs, not on the bridge of Nelson Mandela, but on the island where he built bridges in order to reach the people and provide them with hope. So it will be Robben Island, where we'll be hosting everybody who was here and many other people, not only from South Africa, but also from abroad, other CEOs who we hope will be there. I'll be there as the main host, and I hope that the mayor will not stick around only in Johannesburg, but will join the people down there as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I better be there too. I will be there with all my glory at Robben Island doing it. Thank you so much for talking to us here. Have a fantastic day, because I know there's no sleep. This is it. You go until tonight now.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah, it's a long day ahead. Thank you so much, both of you. Thanks very much for being with us. Let's take a quick break here on the program. We'll see you after this. Stay tuned.